So, just from a basic standpoint, a peptide is a protein. It is a string of amino acids. Okay, makes up a peptide.
See it all on YouTube.
You get on
stuff.
Facebook or any men's sites or things like that, and there's all of this bro science around peptides. I mean, my job is to keep people safe. So what I don't do is I don't claim to know things that I don't know. Okay. The things that I'm seeing, I wouldn't. They're research type chemicals. Okay. Like if the pharmaceutical industry has not taken these molecules and figured out how to monetize them, there must be something wrong. That's just my, just gut opinion on it. It's like if the pharmaceutical industry has not figured out how to take something like, because
monetize it.
There's a peptide out there called melanotan, okay, and you can give yourself an injection and you will get tan. It will make you brown.
I know several people who have overdone that. They look.
And so back
when
I was in medical school, there was a young girl in town who was in her early 20s, and she was using melanotan prepping for a bodybuilding competition. And for whatever reason, the melanotan, she had a reaction to it, and she ended up in the hospital in the ICU because her body's response to that medicine or whatever was in it from wherever it was processed or whatever else, like basically 80% of the skin on her body like boiled off, like blistered. And so she was a burn patient basically because she had a immune reaction to that peptide, okay, that she got from somebody at the gym to prep for her bodybuilding competition. She's probably, I don't know the young lady, but she's probably permanently disfigured. Because it was like third-degree burns on 80% of her body. Okay. Number one, it was not a safe medication, and it did not come from a safe source. Okay, so my obligation as a physician is to only provide safe, efficacious, meaning safe medicines that work. Okay, so when it comes to all these peptides and things, there's so much, there's an industry out there monetizing people's desire for the fountain of youth. Okay, so my just general gut, and things may change, there may be better data, but right now, I think a lot of these peptides are they may work, but it's kind of snake oil. Like you don't know what negatives it causes, because the difference in poison and medicine is the dose, right? And so nobody knows what it does. I'm going to speak to a specific issue that I know a bunch of these high school athletes and stuff, they're using these things called SARMs, like ostarine. You can get on websites and order these things from research chemical companies, and they're designer steroids. And these high school kids are using them. And then those are the 25-year-olds we see come in with low testosterone and they can't get their wife pregnant because their fertility's shot, because they've used these research chemicals. Nobody knows if they cause cancer or not, because people are testing themselves like lab rats based on something they read off the internet. So I'm very cautious. We do things in our clinic that are safe, effective, that are, that have a long history, that are FDA approved, and we've really stayed away from the peptide side of things because, somebody's going to get hurt. And then there's no pharmaceutical company to go back on because you just got it from some company on the internet that has a disclaimer on their website that says it's a research chemical. And by the time the FDA gets to them, all those guys took the money and they're in Panama. And that's the way that business works. But I would never personally, I can't, as a professional, as a physician, I can't recommend something that I don't know to be safe. So we kind of live on this concept of primum non nocere, right? First, do no harm. That's the Latin for first, do no harm. So if I don't know it won't hurt you, I can't recommend it.